Uh, uh, I got CNN on the background right now, giving me some more information since MSNBC is doing other things right now. But this is happening. My God. It's safe first time. It is December the 3rd, 2024. We were John C. Roseman, California. And maybe or maybe not doing a Diary of a Griever named John Weaver spot. But I am doing something like, what the hell is going on kind of spot. Okay. A few hours ago, I'm going to turn CNN down. It's copyrighted material, by the way, but they're still talking about the same situation going on. Apparently, South Korea had decided, at least the president of South Korea, with some kind of weird decision of making their country go into martial law. And from what sources I'm trying to gather right now, what information I'm trying to gather, this is freaky and confusing as hell for me. Because of certain things that happened in Parliament that didn't get passed what he wanted, he decided he was going to take power. Elected official taking power at this point. And declare martial law, which meant everybody was going to be subject to arrest, persecution, prosecution, no media, anything else regarding that kind of situation. And the bug war still continues on. Damn it. Get out of here, you damn bugs. Anyway, they were trying to keep opposition leaders away from the, but there had been opposition members in Parliament at this point. And the vote was going through the chamber saying, no, we don't want the martial law. Despite the fact there had been support for the president in certain parties, they decided, okay, fine, we're going to have, martial law. So there's a split in the parliament right now. Whether or not we're actually going to have it or not, the president already declared it. But then the opposition party in parliament said, no, we're not going to have it. Flip a coin on this one. Flip a coin on this one because this one scares the living daylights out of me at this point. Because I know there's been a lot of talk back and forth in the independent media, not to mention corporate media, of how the next administration is going to govern. Since we've already seen it between 2017 through 2021, we'd already seen what was going on and how much of a regime will do to cling on to power, cling on to like crazy, and blame others for their own actions. And we had the results. We had commissions going on. We had jury trials happening. We had an insurrection happening on January 6th of 2020. 2021, actually. Oh, still 2020. I'm trying to tell us that this regime of the Trump administration was going to go down because people had decided in a 2020 election this was not happening. So I guess 2021 was it for January 6th. And so there's a lot of people in jail now because the new regime, which is the Trump regime, coming back into power. People are freaking because we might do this all over again or worse. And also because of the Hunter Biden situation that got set up a long while ago, just when President Joe Biden got in office, this around that time, maybe a little bit earlier, if memory serves. Memory's going crazy anyway. We had seen what was going on, how people were trying to condemn and get rid of Joe Biden. Anything and everything went. They didn't impeach Joe Biden. Almost, not quite. So they went after the son and harbored on him and banged on him. And they were counting on the voters to get the Trump administration in there to justify everything. If President Biden did not pardon his son, I don't know what would have happened to Hunter. But he was made a political scapegoat, a rallying point, and father did what a father did, regardless if it was good for the country or not. He wasn't going to allow his son to be subjected to that kind of insanity. So he decided he was going to take him and rescue his ass by giving him a pardon, and the pardon was accepted. So now he's out. Hopefully, probably a bit of paperwork processing at this point, but it's going to happen. Now, does this mean that the Trump administration is going to be doing what they're promised to do? Are they actually going to turn into martial law? Because if this is what I'm seeing North Korea going to be reflecting that point. They already had their martial law back in the 70s, as much as I'm gathering from what limited resources I have. And if this is a case we're dealing with paranoia coming into office, how the hell are we going to be able to deal with it? And this is some of the things that people are talking about on social media and on regular media. I was trying to stay out of it. I was trying to stay away from it. I didn't want to deal with anything because I got burned out like everybody else did. Well, a lot of people anyway. So now we got CNN inside politics, and they're going to be talking about the martial law situation. Switching over to MSNBC. Now I know MSNBC has been getting a bad rep. Maybe deserved. Maybe deserved. I mean, wasn't there rumors or was it factual that NBC Corporation was trying to spin off MSNBC for whatever reasons to salvage the main mother company? And if NBC was causing so much grift, so much issues, so much problems, was the incoming administration, yeah, they wanted to play nice and change tunes. No wonder they dropped off in ratings. The morning show, at least, anyway. For the rest of the gang, I don't know if they're going to stay in there or not. And this is what's scaring the hell out of people right now, as it is, because what I'm seeing on South Korean president wanting in his martial law is suspension of what we consider a First Amendment right, freedom of the press, freedom to demonstrate. This is part of us dealing with this right now. This is what we're dealing with right now. We're dealing with the attack of the First Amendment in whatever format it is, in whatever country. It is imperative for the people to challenge the government, to keep it in line, keep it in check. This is why we've been taught, this is what we believed, and this is what's been drilled into us for so many decades and so many generations. And because we had voted in the same repressive regime, as a lot of people kept calling them, we're going to see what happens if we do lose our First Amendment rights. Hey, as I've been saying in my earlier videos, regardless if they're in the WIN files or labeled, I still blame the voters. They wanted the chaos and confusion. Hey, they got it. I'll just be sitting here waiting for the country to collapse. I'll wait for the food prices to rise up like crazy. I'll wait for the gas prices to go insane. There's been talk about how the tariffs are working or should have been working, a theoretical working, and in actuality, when you're putting a global general tariff, ain't gonna work. We're gonna be paying the price. We Americans are gonna be paying the price. Even if we're putting the tariffs on you guys out there beyond our borders, we're gonna be paying the price. It's economics, it's business. And for those who actually got the business degrees, could figure that one out. That tariffs generally don't work. Targeted, maybe, but not the general. But people aren't hip on that one. It's not exactly something that you'd really discuss about in K through 12. Not even through uh not through 12th grade. College, yeah. If you got into college or try to read books. But 9 through 12, trying to talk about this kind of stuff goes over their heads. You give them the information, rote information, but it's not going to give them enough information. So for right now, what we're dealing with is our world unraveling as we see it in our own eyes. And for some, they think it's going to be solidified. We've got other countries are foreign allies of the United States. They're shaking their heads in disgust again, saying, "Why are we that rate? Are we that?" Yeah, I'm going to be putting in the R word. I'd rather be putting an IR in front of it. Are we that irresponsible? Because if I'm going to be using another R word, responsible, we ain't. We're part of the global economy. We're part of the global economics. We're part of the globe. But doing an isolationist ain't going to work. And thinking the tariffs are going to be bringing us more jobs, that's fallacy. That's fallacy. You target a country for the tariffs in general because you don't want their products. You want us to make the products. From what I'm hearing, a couple of sources on social media that have been saying about tariffs, it doesn't work because we are going to force other countries to compete where our companies in our country are going to be looking for cheaper. We've already put a tariff on China. So we're going to look for other countries around it that does the same work for less, and we'll buy from them. But it doesn't build up our infrastructure. It doesn't build up our economics. We're just buying more stuff because we want it cheaper. If we want to build this thing up, build the damn factories, build up the industry. How long does it take? We want to get steel exports. Let's just say that we had a real argument with Japan, an ally, who supplies us a great deal. And then we have an issue with Brazil with our steel imports. Our steel factories are not producing enough to do anything, but we're importing a lot of it from the other countries. And let's just say we're going to be doing not on our so-called political enemies, we're going to be doing in our political allies. We're going to be screwing ourselves over one way or another in the economics at this point, which means anything we're going to be using for steel, it's going to be costing us a hell of a lot more. How does this work? I'm not an economics professor. I couldn't even tell a regular person that if you're going to be charging a country an arm and a leg at this point over here, the companies are absorbing the costs and raising the prices on the Americans instead. They're not putting the price headlock on the other countries that we're doing a tariff. No, they're putting it on us. We get to pay it. It's like that border scam we did. Trump wanted the border walls. He's got about maybe 40 miles, over hundreds of miles. It would take a lifetime to build it up and a consistent, continuing funding. We were going to be trying to get it from Mexico. Mexico's giving us the bird on that one and gave us the raspberry. Says, good luck. So we get to take it out of the American taxpayers of building up a wall or a barrier of some sort. We wanted more personnel. We had in the Biden administration through a bipartisan effort in Congress of getting a Senate and a congressional bill passed through. It crashed and burned because this would have been a political win for Biden, not for Trump. This was giving everything that we needed to secure the border, including more personnel and electronics and stuff to monitor, maintain security, personnel, processing, the works. Because Trump wanted the credit. Now he's going to get the credit, but he still blames Biden for the damn thing that he was trying to do just by playing the political head games. This is what we voted in, guys. Don't blame me on this one. I voted in for Kamala Harris because I thought she was going to be doing something about it, even though I did not like some of the policies she had to support. And I'm seeing some of those policies that she was supporting still tearing us apart. Can we talk about Europe? Can we talk about the Middle East? Netanyahu is still backstabbing on us. A peace agreement between Hezbollah, gone. Or the Palestinians, gone. As soon as it was peace made, Israel made first strikes. They got it reported. We got videos on it. We're getting live feeds. We're getting tape feeds on YouTube. We're seeing this and what's happening right now. So Israel, to me, is not to be trusted. I'm sorry. The people had failed the country. The government's already screwing people over left and right. Netanyahu doesn't give a shit anymore. I'm sorry. I am not pro-Israeli at this point. If the Israeli people can't get up their dead ass to get the government out of office and change it, I'm sorry. I can't support them. I'm not supporting Hezbollah either. And Hamas and Iran. Fuck them. I know the damage that happened last year. And it may have been a boiling point. They took the action. They opened up the box. This is what we got to deal with. Pandora's box has been blown apart many times over. People are suffering through it. And Hamas is laughing their asses off on it. While the rest of the people, the Palestinians, suffer into refugee status. Iran's pissed off because some of their leaders got nailed. Some of their puppet leaders got nailed. Hezbollah tried to throw a few over in Israeli, and Israel's going on a warpath. Clearly, we got a Middle East war going on. Do we not see that we're getting into a World War III situation, slowly but surely? I'm still waiting. I'm still terrified of the idea that we're going to get into a nuclear exchange, or at least there's going to be a nuclear war that's going to be promoting it. Doesn't matter if it's going to be a suitcase bomb or a nuclear warhead from a fast-moving or a slow-moving. Doesn't matter. If or when one of those missiles happens to launch and lands a target, all bets are off. Doesn't matter if it's going to be, well, I don't know if it's going to be a test one or not. But if its intended target is for human extinction, all bets are off. World War III. That's what I'm scared of. That's what terrifies me. The movie that came out back in the 80s or early 90s was talking about the Cold War, where foreign country had launched on the United States, and the United States launched its own. The graphics that they were showing about a nuclear firestorm scared the crap out of me. It gave me nightmares for years. I had already seen some of the videos, and they were graphic enough concerning about the Hiroshima and Nagasaki happening. I'd already seen those. I'd seen the reels. I'd seen how screwed up our own special effects can be with our own theatricals. I'm also hearing my little dog screaming for me. Main reason why I'm staying home. Okay, sidetracking a little bit here before I get back on main topic. Yeah, she must be obeyed. It's gonna drive me nuts right now. I don't know if I can pause this damn thing or not. I'm hoping she gets over here so I can take care of her. Oh, she's going to be this way. Mama. Okay. I'm doing some of the etiquette stupids, and I don't care. I am putting this not on pause, but on continuing. If you happen to see anything crawling around in the background, say hello to Bug War for me. Give me a second. I got to get my dog out here. Something I had to be doing. The hell with this. Okay, this is the mamas. You've been watching my videos. This is the lady I've been taking care of for a long while. She's a fussy old lady. 17, 18, I think. I had to go back in my years. I had to go back in my memories when I first picked her up. She had already been 2 years old. And I think we had her about 1 or 2 years before my mama had passed away back in 2013. So I've had her for a long while. She's getting old. She's getting cranky. And she's very stressed out. She's old and blind. That's the dog for you. I love her a great deal. And I don't know what I can do for her. Except to love her, take care of her as best as I can. And this is my job, 24/7. Family member. That's what I do. Put this down. Congratulations, Molly. You just made the camera there. How about that? All right. Can I put you down? I put you. Oh, you're gonna be that way, man. All right. Come on, shaky. Easy, does it? Easy. Easy. I got you. This is a thing that takes a lot of my time, besides trying to do online schoolwork now, is being a caregiver to a dog that's fussy. But I consider her as a human being. And if you're a caregiver, you'll understand that this is our job. This is the thing that we take care of best of our ability. Now she'll go back in there, try to lay down, and then bellyache to me because she'll bellyache to me. But I can't bellyache to the world enough on this one, like everybody else has. I'm scared of what happened, or what's going to happen, or what may happen. It's a hell of a lot of fear and a lot of phobia at this point over here. But maybe somewhere there's got to be some kind of hope that we're not going to tear ourselves apart left and right. I mean, yeah, I'm hearing the vitriol. I'm hearing the anger. I'm hearing the people going after each other left and right. I'm seeing independents using each other as target practice or worse, piranha chow. It's bad enough they're doing it to the corporate media and everybody else, so why not do it to themselves? You got one group snapping at each other. I'm like, guys, get it together. If this is what you guys are going to be doing for the rest of your existence, you want to be the news, and yet you're being what? National Enquirer? The opinion pages of others? You're supposed to be delivering a news. But no, you're delivering opinions all the time. And then you got to say, well, this guy said this, and this person said that. Oh my God, they're coming after us. And when you got guys like me watching this stuff, wondering if you guys have already lost your minds. You're supposed to be progressive. You're supposed to be this. You're supposed to be that. You're supposed to be. Why? Because you guys said it. You guys said it out there all the damn time. Shall we mention which particular groups out there are going after each other left and right? Do I dare mention that one to make you guys be aware? Will you stop your shit already? Are you that hurting for ratings? You've already got another 4 more years of fear and panic and phobias that you've already been dealing with for about how many news cycles and actually how many election cycles so far? I'm not talking about midterms. I'm talking presidential at this point. So now we're going to deal with this. You guys are worried about the corporate media controlling everything. The corporate media is controlling everything. Dude, history. Do you not understand? No, apparently you don't. I'm not a guru and everything. I just been getting a smattering of here and a smattering of there. And I wish I had been a history buff. My brother had been. There have been certain times and periods of human history, or actually United States history, my brother had been studying and learning about that I've been fascinated by. And I'm seeing the elements happening even in our century, even last century, carried into this century. Gangs, gang warfares, criminal activity, criminal empires, the dark things. Yeah. And people say, we must do this. We've had writers of different medias, of different genres, talking about the same damn thing. Do you think we'd understand this one? No, because we got to get rid of those books because we don't want to read them. Oh my God, they may be liberal and wokeism. Ew. They're liberal, they're wokeism. We can't deal with it. We must have it controlled. Welcome to 1984. Ah, you mentioned 1984, George Orwell. No. Aldous Huxley. Eek, you worse. Ray Bradbury, Fahrenheit 451. Back, you beast! Back! I grew up watching television. I grew up reading books. And still, I didn't think I was that intelligent enough. I barely graduated out of the K through 12. But I was watching and learning and observing. And we still don't know our ass from a hot rock. We don't. I talk about my political viewpoint on the Diary of a Griever named John Weaver, my YouTube channel. I talk about what's going on, what I see, and what I observe, and I'm doing a hell of a lot of therapy videos, more so than instead of talking out to the public. I rarely do videos like this for the live, but that's all right. That's all right. I'm okay with that. Because I much rather prefer being more natural on the video camera doing a tape stuff than I am doing live feed. Make me look like a fool and idiot on a soapbox saying, listen to me, I'm gathering my rewards by getting your attention. This concerning about South Korea was not just only about South Korea. What it represented to me in my head, what it represented to me, what I'm seeing, and what I'm encountering. I'm understanding with more and more sadness. The more we know, the more we ought to be depressed about the damn crap we're doing to ourselves because we still haven't learned a damn thing. I've seen too many people going after each other. We got pastors on there trying to debunk other pastors of either we should be more militant or not militant. If we're going to be marching in an AMT or a figure at this point over here, we must be militant. We must support them. We must carry our weapons. And yeah, if we happen to look at the sacred text that we've been taught a long time ago, that's not the case. You carry a weapon, you're going to die by the weapon. Not just physically, but inside. It takes a lot out of us. Yeah, I sound like a Christian, but I'm no Christian nationalist. I try to live a life that I can that doesn't hurt anybody for that matter. And maybe my mouth will get me in trouble. I probably will. And maybe I'm not doing enough for the powers that be of the universe. Maybe. But I'm seeing how human beings are treating each other left and right. And I'm seeing too many damn similarities we keep repeating left and right. We are the dumbest, ignorant race. Actually, a bunch of organs doesn't know his ass from a hot rock. No wonder we don't have the aliens coming out there to talking with us directly and saying, dudes, shall we talk in your language and your lingo about what you're doing wrong in our own point of view? Now, if I understand about our own media history, our own fictional history, what we consider the alien, they're not of us, they're them, and therefore we have to puff out our chest, our ignorance, our arrogance, and say, it's us versus you, bastard. Deal with it. With the chest puffed out, we got this kind of look here, say, come on, bring it on, alien. We'll do an empire on you. No, because I guess the aliens will say, no, we're just going to quarantine you to your own solar system, let you just be there and die out as a race. We don't need you out there in the universe. In fact, I think we're going to be sending back Pioneer 1 and 2 and then Voyager 1 and 2 back over to you. Actually, it was Pioneer 10, I think you called it. Pioneer 11. If they're still mangled, we're sending it back over to you. And Voyager. Why not that? And we're going to encase your entire solar system with more orbital debris than you can deal with. And don't blame us if it happens to rain on your planet because you did this to yourselves. Kind of remind me of that Michael Rennie movie, Day There's Just Still. I'm expecting that to scare the crap out of us. You ever seen that movie? I'm not talking about the canoe. I'm not talking about the remake on it. And she calls. Yeah, I'm talking about the original one that came back in the 1950s or late 60s. Around that time, between the 50s and 60s, the movie came out. Cold War mentality we still had. We wanted to go after each other's nations because of the communist scare. If we actually had any aliens out there and intercepting us, I say stay the hell away from us. We are too damn immature for the universe. We've only been alive for maybe 200,000 years of their rotation. We haven't learned a damn thing. Things up where we can learn what we need to learn from our own human code of behavior. But apparently, the universe is not ready for us, and we're not ready for it. Okay, how many times the scientist says, yes, we must go out there? No, we haven't learned a damn thing. And at this rate, we're not going to. It sucks. I'd rather be hopeful about it. I'd rather be hopeful of seeing an alien. But the thing is, I look in the mirror and you know what I see? We're the alien. Alien to each other, alien to ourselves, and our behaviors. She this will be a bait, needs help. All right, enough chat. I'll do more videos when I can. I said my piece.